he's not doing it until he knows he's really already made it. He knows every single move, foothold, handhold. Same thing. You should know your listing presentation, buyer presentation that well. Practice with people, script partners. Know the tough spots, and they're not tough anymore, right? Okay. All right, Joseph, come on up. So Joseph with U.S. Health. All of us know health is an issue out there as far as coverage and premiums. So what do you got?
All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Joe Avena, U.S. Health Advisor. I'm known as Insurance Guy Joe on Facebook. Okay, I provide affordable health coverage solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses. I'm licensed in 30 states across the country. So as a licensed agent, I can help you, your family, your friends, your coworkers look for, shop all the plans available to you both on and off the marketplace. Now, the marketplace plans most people are familiar with. Those are the ACA plans, aka Affordable Care Act. Okay, those are limited plans. They're usually HMOs. They're going to tell you, who your doctor is, right? Your gatekeeper. You have to go to that person, get a referral anytime you want to go see a specialist. Typically, they offer very little coverage until you satisfy that enormous deductible. I can also shop private plans that are not available to you online. Okay, most of those are underwritten based on health. But if you can qualify with your health, they can provide you much better coverage at a more affordable rate. They also give you access to the nation's largest network of doctors and hospitals through the Cigna network, so that you're covered in all 50 states. Whether you're here in Georgia, or you're on vacation in Florida, or you're in California climbing El Capitan, you're never out of network. Okay? So once again, Joe Avena, U.S. Health Advisors. I want to thank everyone for letting me come in here and speak to you for just a couple minutes. Hope you enjoyed the breakfast from Goldberg's. Insurance Guy Joe on Facebook.
Thank you, Dr.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Really good breakfast. All right, so last week we were talking about open houses and open house excellence. Again, I've told you many times my whole career was built on open houses. It was the top day of my week. Sunday, crossed off. I would do 4 in a month, or worst case 3. Had the ability to connect with people quickly and convert them into clients. So we talked last week a little bit about this, but Terry's going to tell us a little bit more about the converting the lead part of the game.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning.
So, just want to show you a couple of things that can help you to convert leads on an open house. I think we've talked about this before, but let's go over it again. So, this is your open house, right? Okay, this is the neighborhood that you're doing. So let's say that this house is listed at $450, and then you've got 3 other actives in there, right? Should you go and preview those?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so go and preview these, and so let's say this one's $425, you've got $415, right, and then $400. Okay, so when you preview these, what is a good thing to take with you when you're previewing them?
Your seller.
Yeah, well, not your seller. This is when you're doing your open house, before you're doing your open house. So an agent full sheet, because you want to write scrupulous notes about these other houses, right, that are on the market. So you want to know if the bathrooms have been updated, you want to know if it's flat yard, if it backs up to a gully, whatever you want to know that house inside and out. Why would you want to know that?
I think competition.
Yeah, it's your competition, exactly. But not only is it your competition, but this could also be information that you need to give to someone that comes in because they're not interested in the particular house that you're doing an open house for, right? Okay. So if you got this, then would it be a good idea to put together some type of packet to give to particular prospects that are coming into the house? Okay, so what might that packet include?
Information on yourself, comps in the particular area.
Very good.
Could
Yeah.
be, anything you can to attract information from them.
Correct.
Because it's a little questionnaire or comment card.
And also, so you would want to put together a package. So if you put together that packet, it would be a cover sheet of yourself and your contact information. Put the buyer's full sheet in there. Does everybody know what I mean by buyer full sheet?
It has your name.
Okay. If you don't, just come and see me. I'll show you the difference between agent full sheet and buyer full sheet. So you want to put that together, and then What about the neighborhood profile? Would you want to put that in there?
Maybe not.
Yeah. So there's a whole neighborhood profile that you can pull off a real list. If you don't know where that is, come see me. I'll show you where that is. And then there's also the market stats and real list that gives you more up-to-date time than the chart stats for every 3 months, right? Because we get those quarterly. So all of that information is something you may not want to put in the packet, but you have to know your market, right? So why would this be a good packet to give to a potential prospect? Okay, and so because it is knowing and being the expert in that community. Would that be able to help you convert leads more? Okay, and so if you're talking to someone, what kind of questions do you ask them so that you can engage them and know what they're looking for?
Kind of what's important to them. And the case just recently was schools and distance to work.
Right, distance to work, commute, is school's important, shopping, what kind of things do they like to do? What kind of sports are they into? Do they like to play golf? Do they like to play tennis? Do they like to swim? All of those type of things, because if you don't have a conversation with them, are you going to be able to engage them? No. Okay, the other thing that might be important is to know your audience, right? So that you know how to communicate with them. So if it's a couple that's much, much older, how do you think they're going to like to communicate?
Email or phone.
Email or
Probably by phone. They probably want to have a phone conversation. If it is a millennial, how do you think they're going to want to communicate?
Text.
Text. Yeah. So the other thing too, it takes about 8 times for somebody to connect with you. 8 times for someone to connect with you. So if you start out having those connections or trying to text them, trying to email them, trying to have the phone conversation within 24 hours, and they don't respond, what do you do? Do you just give up?
No.
Think of a reason.
Okay, pardon me?
I say think of a reason to get back in touch with them.
Correct. And what might be some reasons to get back in touch with them?
Hey, I just saw something new that just came on the market. Just wanted to run it by you.
So building that trust with them and giving them valuable information is what's going to keep them involved and keep them engaged with you. Being the expert for the community. And sometimes you're not, because you might be doing an open house in a neighborhood that you don't know anything about. So you got to do a lot of research on that. That's it.
Great.
Thank you.
We got to connect quickly, okay, at these open houses. Find something in common. You can look out the window of the car they're driving. Jake, is that the new Audi? Okay, they can be wearing Auburn stuff. Okay, and it doesn't have to be that complicated. I mean, once they've walked a little bit, just go, what do you think about this house? I mean, it's not complicated. What 9 times out of 10, what are they going to say?
Something doesn't fit or
Just
does.
looking.
Yeah.
Okay, but usually it's too expensive. Like they didn't. Okay, it's just a simple question. What are you looking for? Tell me what you're looking for. Okay, and we have to quickly establish expertise in what we're talking about. There you go. I know 3 houses that fit that perfectly. Around the corner on Maple has the exact 3-bedroom new kitchen you're looking for. Meet me here at 5:20 and I'll go show it to you. Okay? Open houses are a quick way to get business going. You got to get good at them. Okay? All right. Top producers. So we report 2 ways. We report year to date, which we did last week, and we report month only. So this is now the top producers in our office for the month of February. Top groups, 3 or more licensed agents working together. Becky Wynn Evans Group, Alexander Group, Providence Group. Congratulations. 2 teams, 2 and 2 only. Kathy and Bill Haas have decided to play this year. They're in the game. All right.
Welcome back, Bill.
Eddie Levin and Sam Klein, 2. Kathy Tom Florence, 3. Claudia Basato and Daniel Polito, 4. Tara and Gary Gaines, 5. Congratulations. Top commercial agent, Scott Morchauer, 1. Joe Cannon, 2. Eric Sapoznik, 3. Howard Garrett, 4. Lita Jordan, 5. Congratulations. Top individuals, we go 15 deep. Number 1 last year, he's number 1 for February. Dan Bangs, 2. George Jackson, 3. Brandon Atkins, 4. Jana Huffam, 5. Tosh McGrave, 6. Rashonda Coleman, 7. Adriana Azero, 8. Nicole Ambrose. Holy smokes! Where'd that name come from? 9. Kelly Coker Gibbons, a name from the past. 10. Marco Rossi, 11. Amisha Mason, 12. Watch out for Jay Christian. 13. Margaret Barnett. 14. Donna D. 14. Donna D. And 15. Cynthia Pierce. Congratulations. Okay, so you know that KW Command has arrived. We've told you that the staff is constantly looking at things. Diane is on a major website of users of this. But again, Command is going to be life-changing, but we've explained to you. We do not want you to get into the KW Command business and out of the real estate business. So what we're proposing is that you keep every bit of on this train track the way you do business. Every CRM, everything you do to do business that you did 2 months ago. And simultaneously on this track, build KW Command and start playing with it. Put in some names, start seeing how it works. We're going to tell you when we see there's significant things about Command that will save you a ton of money, make your business more efficient, or wow your clients and database. So last week we showed you how to put in a contact.
Right.
What are we doing this week?
Putting in lots of contacts.
Okay.
Last week we looked at just putting a contact in manually, kind of seeing what fields were available and everything. This week I just kind of want to go over the different ways you can put information in your database. Either it's either going to be one by one, like we did last week. The other one's going to be a spreadsheet. I just want to show you where that is real quick. If you go to your command dashboard here,
And to turn off lights.
Maybe so.
and you go to contacts. Up here, there's a little button up here called import. When you click on this, it says, "Ooh, download the pre-made CSV file." Glasses, thank you. When you download that file, you're going to see a large spreadsheet that will give you about 40 different fields. Now, this is the way that these fields get sucked into KW Command. Don't try to make up your own spreadsheet. If you've got an Excel spreadsheet that you've been working with, you're going to probably want to move that information into a spreadsheet that looks like this because of the way they're very specific. I mean, it's first name space, first space name, middle space name, last space name. Don't try to get creative with it because then Command's not going to understand it. You can put as many names as you want. If you've got things in a obscure CRM that's not supported, I don't think Wise Agent is. Yeah.
I don't know.
And Top Producer is.
Yeah, or if you've just been keeping your contacts like in a stack of business cards, and you've been this is like, oh, this is your time to start putting it together. this is the spreadsheet you're gonna wanna use. At that point, this is when you can import it. After you've gotten all this, you can go to here, drag that file into there, and it will load it in.
Say, for example, eEdge. You got all your contacts in
Okay,
eEdge.
hold.
That's
That's
it.
done.
Very good. The other option is to sync your database. This is to sync command with a different database. One of the things that we're doing here, if you come up to your name up here and click, hit settings, you come over to all your applications. Now, right now, I have my Google Calendar synced to the command. I have Twilio, which is the
Group texting.
group texting. I wouldn't suggest that right now. And eEdge. Got that connected. See, if I disconnect it, it's going to come down here under something that I can connect.
Okay.
I'll click it. It will confirm my information.
Great.
And it'll synchronize it. Now, the nice thing about synchronizing is that you can still run these things parallel. You can still work in eEdge, but it will also be updating it in command while you're doing it. And vice versa. If you update it in command, it'll also update it in eEdge. So that's kind of cool. There's still a few little issues with getting all the information over. You'll get the majority of the information over, and as we progress over the next couple of weeks, I think you'll find much more robust transferring of information.
So I don't see connectivity to Google Contacts, so that's not an option that is available now, right?
Well, the next option is something everybody's kind of heard about called PieSync. And everybody's like, okay, why would I want to, why would I want to connect a coconut cream pie? Anyway, but PieSync is a service. And if you connect to that account, what you're doing is you're connecting to a service that in turn connects to a lot of other accounts.
Exactly.
And one of them, I believe, is Google.
It's top left, Google Contacts.
Like an API.
It's kind of faded over.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So,
It's still loading.
So Diane, do you think, is the long-term plan to have it, like, some of the CRMs are connected to your phone database, i.e. Google Contacts. And if you send a text message from your smartphone, just your regular messaging app, that gets populated into that CRM database. Do we see this going in that direction?
Yes, eventually. Now, okay.
And also, if your contact is in your database, if you send the text through Kelly today,
Right.
It'll save it.
it puts it in, your log. So, because you can send text, call.
Now, there's about
everything.
350 different programs that this thing will sync with. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to use PieSync to get that information. For example, if you prefer to manually download your information from something like, Top Producer or Wiseage or something like that, absolutely, you can use that with your spreadsheet. I mean, it will give you a little bit more control over the data, and it might make you feel a bit more comfortable. This is a service that's being offered that you can connect with the information. I will tell you, I did download my Google Contacts just to see how it worked. It took about 15 minutes, got about 4,500 contacts over.
Wow.
Now, there are ways of specifying which contacts you want to bring over, but you have to be very specific, and your contacts have to be tagged properly in Google. For example, if I wanted to get all of my KW agents here in my Google database to transfer over, I'd have to actually specify that, but I'd have to have them all tagged. So if I only had like 4 of them tagged, I'd only get 4.
Is there an additional charge for the PieSync, or is that?
PieSync is offering agents like one big download free, but it is a service. That's why I say you don't have to use it. It's nice if you want to keep paralleling a major database like Top Producer or something like that. But it is available if like you want to use it for a one-time data dump.
And there's a 7-day free trial.
So Get in there and just kind of look around. Like I said, they're supporting like 350 different apps, with information on it. So there's lots and lots and lots to choose from. Again, any questions about getting your data in?
So once it's in the neighborhood feature where we can do the neighborhood updates, any idea when that's going to be available? Excellent.
Okay.
Which is a big part of it.
Huge.
Right.
Huge.
Right.
Huge.
So, Bill, will you do this and report back next week? Use the PySync and the Google.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
There we go.
I'm on top of it.
There we go. Thank you, Bill. Okay. Thank you, Diane. So, what do we got? Let's go. We got some people to acknowledge. We got First Dollar in Real Estate people. We got cappers. We got Ignite grads.
Lordy B. Oh, here. Okay. First Dollar in Real Estate. Ashley Wilbert. And where were you last week?
I was at Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. We're going to move on to some Ignite graduates. The very dapper Tim Andrews. Congratulations. Excellent work. Anna Corley Butts. Perfect. Pete English. Bob Petrina. Very good. And that is all we have present at this time.
Okay. All right. Congratulations. So, Certainty Home Loans. What do you got for us, Mr. Pink Shirt?
Real men can wear pink. Good morning. Good morning. Andy Lipp, Certainty Home Loans. My partner in crime, Matt, over there. We have a wine and cheese coming up again. We did one a couple weeks ago. Martino's hosted it. We had a great time, good attendance. This coming Thursday, 2 days, 4 to 5, we're sponsoring another wine and cheese. And the title of this segment being hosted by Bill and Kathy Haas, whom I don't know if you noticed, but when you guys were talking technology, who was giving the most feedback over there? It was Bill. So, Bill, you want to tell us the title of your class that you're doing Thursday? And
yes. So, what we're going to cover is something similar to what I teach in Ignite, which is selling your listings. But it's technology tools and tips that you can use to market and get more listings, and then once you get them, it'll help you sell them. And it's a variety of different tools that we use in our business to be more effective and more efficient.
So again, this is, thank you. This is going to be interactive. It's going to be very informal. We will have wine and cheese and questions and answers. It will start around 4 o'clock in this room. So we'd love to have as many of you as possible here. I think that there's a lot that you can get out of what they can teach. Certainly their results speak for themselves. So,
the best part is you don't have to listen to us, you have to listen to Bill.
That is good.
But if you do want to listen to us, right after sales meeting at 11:30 today, we are doing Mortgage 102, creative problem solving. So what are things like what happens if someone's low on down payment, credit issues, separated, divorced? What happens if your appraisal comes in low? A solution around that.
It's designed to think outside the box. We are having some pizzas brought in. It's going to be 11:30 to 12:30. Love to have you all join that. I was going to piggyback on what we were talking about with Bill about how to get more deals. Just as an example, Matt had a situation late last week where he was working with a borrower And with the new technology that's out there and everything, the borrower was not only pre-qualified, but was also pre-approved when the selling agent identified the property they wanted to make an offer on. He ran it through our automated underwriting and got an appraisal waiver.
Wow.
So this borrower was fully 100% approved before the offer was ever made.
Wow.
So if you're a listing agent and you've got an offer or 2 or 3 offers, which is likely today,
Yeah.
and one of them's contingent on financing, contingent on this, and the other one has no contingencies, which one would you be dealing with?
Can I share my story? You helped me win out over 19 offers for a buyer in Kennesaw, 200,000 price point, because we took out her financing contingency because she was pre-approved.
Right, right. So it's you know, yes.
How is this about that they are waived about the appraisal?
Appraisal waiver?
Yeah.
Okay. So appraisal waiver
Gotta be conventional. They gotta be putting at least 15 to 20% down. But it's a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac thing where it looks at the value that we're putting in. It looks at comps, if you will, and no need for an appraisal.
But is your company who waive the appraisal or is the system?
It's Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac.
It's the system.
All right.
It's the system.
It's the cloud.
We're hooked up. Who knows? We're hooked up to that system, so it's, we honor that.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So anyhow, I think that's it. Thanks a lot, guys. Sorry.
March Madness starts in a week from today. So be on the lookout for an email coming this week. It is free to play, free to have a bracket, and you can win prizes. Bradley, you can win.
There you go. It's your contest.
1,000. No, I'm kidding. I think it's $150 for first place. 100 for second, 50 for third. And it's a lot of fun. It's free to play, so why not?
Great.
Lastly, I know I'm getting a hook.
Yep.
Sunday is St. Patrick's Day. If you're here in the office on Friday afternoon, there might be somebody rolling around the cart with green beer.
Oh!
Hallelujah!
So
that has been a tradition.
A little leprechaun. So.
I want to give a shout out to Randy. After 8 years of eating Randy's candy and drinking Randy's margaritas, finally participated in a closing where Randy was providing a loan, working with Lisa Wilson. Did a marvelous job. This was a very unusual situation where we had a commercial loan and a residential loan at the same closing. But Randy did a marvelous job and made it happen. Thank you, Randy.
So be looking, again, this is a short fuse with this NCAA bracket thing. Everyone likes to play this. All you gotta do is fill out the bracket. It's a great touch for your database. You can provide a money prize, but you need to alert them because we don't even know the teams till Sunday night and they have to pick by Wednesday. So I would send out something now alerting them to be ready. But you get a lot of relationship and a lot of good stuff by doing this bracket thing. So
I've just gone through this myself. I'm sending it to my peeps.
Yep.
So if you need coaching, you can ask me.
There we go. So last Saturday was the $1 Million Club banquet downtown. We had a lot of people go, 20 people from the office. It's a good event. If you've never been, you should go. 4.5-star meal and just interesting people watching for sure. So we are going to go through our people that were recognized and realize that this is not everybody that made $1 Million Club. It's always been kind of I don't know, one of the things I've just got a little bone to pick with the Atlanta board for 30 years, but it's very strange. You have to pay $150 to actually, even though you make it, you qualify, you have to pay $150 to be recognized in the paper, and that covers your meal down there in the event too. So many people just choose, they made plenty of money to qualify for $1 Million Club, but choose not to participate. So these are the people that were acknowledged. Kevin Probst, again, we gave him his Tiffany's pin last week, but Kevin Phoenix Award, which is a very big thing. That's 10 years of making $1 Million Club. Next biggest is probably first year making the $1 Million Club, which is Jay Christian, Star Eberhardt, Renee Grace, Megan Cumming, Amanda Martin, Deb Martino. That seems a little strange, but we can explain that. Rachel Poor, Marco Rossi, and Ming Joe. Congratulations. Pierce, 29 years. How old is Pierce? That's crazy. So they actually acknowledged 10, 20, 25, and 30, I believe. So Pierce will be getting something next year. But Pierce, 29 years making $1 Million Club. That's just amazing. RJ, 26. Michael Martino, 22. Virginia Moran, 21. Becky Bill, 14. Mia Hanna and Susan Eschbach, 12. Jessica Schulte, 6. John Ellis, 3 years. Should be first-time lifer for 3 years. And then second year, Nicole Ambrose, Aaron Cotterill, Tosh McGraves. I didn't even have to look. I knew who was
It's not my fault.
Charlotte Harvey, Denise McEnany, and Daniel Polito. Congratulations. So, I realize you new people. There's a lot of people here with a lot of experience that can really help you. Okay, also, I don't know when this paper comes out. It should be this week, but there's a whole subsection of the newspaper acknowledging a lot of companies, but here's our page right here that you'll see. So we have all the number ones up top. Last year, Becky Wynn, RJ and Jim McCarty, Dan Banks, number one, Rocky, number one in commercial. Tons of people, the top producers, Rob Carino, Ming Joe, Culver, Susan Eschbach, Bernie Smith, Brandon Atkins, Cynthia Pierce, Rachel Poor, Virginia Moran, Debbie Crawford, Amisha Mason, Mia Hanna, Becky Bill, and Nicole Ambrose, top producers in that category. Commercial, number one.
The one and only.
Number two, actually, Charles Lockwood. 3, Scott Morchauer, Howard Garrett, Larry Molnar, and Joe Cannon. The groups after Becky are the Providence Group, Alexander Group, and Bolt Group. RJ, number one team, RJ and Jim, Tara Gaines 2, Martino 3, and Florence. A ton of these papers, but that will appear. It should be out this week. Continue. This was also in this publication, so this is not unfamiliar to you. This is now the 6th year in a row that the Rawls Group is now still the number one company, residential real estate company in Atlanta, and I'm assuming Georgia. So again, yeah, it's pretty amazing. So we, just with 6 offices, you can see most of these people have a lot more offices. Actually, new number 2. So actually, that's Brian Fair's group.
Number 2, who cares?
Exactly. But no, first and last.
First loser.
But they have 14 offices. So again, the Rawls Group has just really provided for many, many years an excellence in training and education, and it continues to show up. So our 6 offices, 2,100 agents, we sold almost $5 billion, and that's 1,400 deals, almost 15,000 deals.
Brad,
so
can you send that out as a PDF?
I can.
Thank you.
There we go. And keep going. So this also is a page. Other way, please. So this is also a page in there. And again, Keller Williams Southeast Region, again, number 1. Not even close. I mean, 54,000 deals. Number 2 is 12,000. So I'll send you all these. Okay? So this will appear, and we're actually getting a ton of these publications delivered. So if you want it, you can have it. And then we're also creating something you can send out to your database that we'll create. We've done it in past years. You know what I'm talking about. So, congratulations. That's just cool stuff. I think everyone had a good time down there. The staff took a limo from the pictures. Got a little crazy, but they're all here. Okay. I think your favorite teacher is here tomorrow. Chad Himes back tomorrow. He packs the class. You have a flyer in front of you. He's teaching probably could be the most important topic we teach, which is 8x8 and 33 touch. Keller Williams, if you said, what's Keller Williams? We believe in lead generation, database management. So this is it. Chad's very, very good teacher. 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 to 3. 1 to 3. There we go. All right, let's talk that time of year, business escalating rapidly. Multiple offers seem to be back in the game this year. So busyness combined with, again, again, every property is its own analysis, but when you have what we consider a seller's market, sellers have unusual advantage that causes problems in deals because they can demand things. When there's 6 offers, they can demand a lot of things that aren't really good for the deal, right?
Yeah.
That's not good for you, but if you want the property, you're going to have to agree to these things, right? So there's just heightened stress when we're not near the center line. When it's strong buyer, strong seller market, both cause agent stress. So let's talk. Remember, we are in a common ground business, okay? I think a lot of people forget that, okay? So in real estate, what is our ultimate prize every day? What's the ultimate thing we're shooting for?
Commission.
That is exactly right. A commission is what you're shooting for, and you have to keep focused on that, okay? And it's very easy to distract a lot of people in forgetting that that's the prize and that they just want to fight. Okay? If you want to fight, that's your prize. Okay? You're going to get to beat your chest and say, wow, I got to call him a no commission. Okay? So, we need to remember we're in a situation with opposing forces. Buyer wants the lowest price and the best deal. Seller wants highest price and best deal. Those are conflicting, okay? Us as agents, hopefully, we're there to provide sanity and reason and calmness, okay? So, easy things to help, use their name. Every text, use their name. It's causing relationship. Okay? Quick response helps relationship. We can definitely be trying to get way lower price than you're asking, but if I respond quickly to what you're asking, it's causing goodness and help in the deal versus I already don't like your offer and now it takes you 6 hours to respond. You can see how the opinion of you and your client just continues to decline. Okay? So what are some things that would cause the deal to actually destruct or just be negative to the deal? The prize is the commission.
Buyer wants to have everything on the inspection report fixed, all 50 items.
Okay, well that's true. So we've said slow communication is not going to help you. Okay? What? Good, Marty. What else?
Pick up the phone now and then. Don't do everything with texts and emails.
Yes.
That's correct.
I mean, a lot of people try to do the whole thing that way, and you can get a real attitude about that person when you're getting all the,
That's correct. It's nutty. I mean, I have at least a person today come in and go,
They don't call me.
yeah, like they sent me an offer a day ago. Well, it's surprising you didn't see it, but that they didn't even call to say, yeah.
But especially when there's a problem and they're texting.
Right.
It just...
Correct. So that is a big key. When we get sideways or we're a little adversarial or there's problems, many of us want to hide behind this little machine. Can't get me, right?
I think what you do, Brad, is a good plan too, and it may be more effective, is text them and ask them to call you.
Right.
Because you did that yesterday, even though it wasn't really, you didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, it was the wrong bill. Yeah.
Cheater.
Yeah, so when things are a little sideways, call. If they're way sideways, suggest we meet in person. Okay? It's amazing how many things work out when you're really in a problem situation and you meet and they find out, hey, they've already probably pictured you as some evil monster type person, and hey, oh, you're just Virginia, okay? So, and the problem is,
We're sort of evil.
we know almost every text and email can be misinterpreted, okay?
Yes.
They're reading a word with more stress to it, so we really need to slow down, reread our text, and make sure there's nothing that seems argumentative in there, okay? Another tip is when you're sideways or presenting information that the other side will not be pleased about, don't do it at night. Okay? I mean, weird things happen at night. Yeah, exactly. There's some of that, but I'm just saying, morning is better to deliver tougher news. Okay?
Brad,
Yes.
I've heard, I think Deb Martino say this in her negotiations class. Your situation, reiterate the points on which you already agree.
Right.
Say, okay, so we agree on that, we agree on this, agree on that, and then you can ask, what's the most important thing to your client? You know, things like that, so you're trying to herd them in to agreement.
Common ground. I want high, we want low. We have to meet in the middle somewhere to have a deal. Okay? Probably the biggest thing after slow communication, or maybe even above that, is yelling, accusational. Okay? The minute you accuse someone, Charlie, you're the worst agent I've ever seen. I mean, you're terrible, you know. It's over, right?
I once had that happen, and a guy was just berating me, and I said, okay, here's the choice. We're going to carry this on in a civil conversation, or I'm going to hang up.
Yeah.
And I ended up hanging up. And sometimes you just got to end it all. This didn't happen to be another agent, but it was somebody related to a deal who was being just totally unreasonable. You know, sometimes you just got to stop and just let everybody cool down, and then sometimes you can reactivate on a different plane.
So again, it's never personal. Okay, I'm actually different than that. You can sit here and just start calling me anything you want. Okay, I actually, on the other end of the line, would actually find that humorous. Like, this is unbelievable. Okay, I mean, it has no effect on me personally, and usually I'm under the assumption that it really doesn't have anything to do with this deal. There's something else wrong with your life. Okay, no, seriously, like something. Right. So what's the prize? Okay, so I don't mind. You can call me all that. I'm not going to react. I'll let you do it. Yes.
I had a deal once with an agent that never even saw the house, but was sent in several offers, and they were so lowball, and then my client we were sending notification that she was not going to counter because it wasn't worth countering anything. So then he called my broker and accused me of not presenting the offer, right? And I said, look, I've got all the paperwork showing that. He never even saw the house with his client at all. So then another offer, fourth offer comes in. At this time, we have 2 other offers on the table. So it ended up actually that we met face to face in the house, me and the other agent. And when he walked in, he went, wow. He said, I didn't realize that you were such a nice person. But we sat down at the kitchen table face to face and worked out the contract, negotiated it, and then it was a smooth closing and all that. But I don't even know why he got his feelings hurt, I guess, because we kept saying we're not going to counter. But that was my client's decision, not my decision. So.
Again, using their name, please and thank you. You just sent me an 80% offer on sales price. Bill, thank you for your offer. Okay, I mean, you'd be surprised, just keep it moving down the road, but if you want to fight, it's over. The prize is the commission. Okay? Common ground. Prize is the commission. Okay, she's ready to talk. She's on her phone, so come on.
Come on down.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Renee
Dillon with Gannick
Gannick.
PC. Two quick things. Two quick things. So we speak at the beginning of the year about a touch to your clients that purchased last year about. You've got to stop.
You gotta get better.
About reminding them to file for their homestead exemption. So that deadline is coming up. It's April 1st. The next couple of weeks, it's another good touch to give them a call. Just make sure that they have applied for their homestead exemption and remind them if they have not done it. Also, we were talking about how we're getting into the busy season, the busy spring season. Right now, we have a ton of open files in our office that are scheduled to close in March, and only about a quarter of them are scheduled. So my staff tries to get things on the calendar as quickly as possible, and I always recommend, especially once we're getting into the busier time of the years, schedule early. You can always change your closing date and time, but at least get on the calendar. You know, if you have a closing this month, the last Friday in March is also going to be the last day in March. We have a ton of closings that are scheduled to close that day. If you need a particular time or if you need a particular date, best practice is always to get it on the calendar early. You can change it later, and the closings do move around. But if your clients have specific time-sensitive needs, if they want to close in the morning, they need to close in the afternoon, go ahead and get that scheduled for them now. It's a lot easier to do a couple of weeks out than if you call a week ahead of time and you have 2 slots available. We'll always get you in, but I think it is easier to get it scheduled and have that as the time and date that everyone is working around rather than to try to shoehorn the closing in at the last minute. Because I think it's the most important part of the transaction, obviously.
Yes. It ranks up there.
It's kind of up there. But just remember, schedule early, schedule often as we get into the busier time of the year. Any questions?
No.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you. So you just went under contract, your buyer. What's the next call you make? What's the next call you make? Everything just got signed off on. Inspection. Next, right. Same thing. Those guys are filling up weeks out. What's your next call?
We don't schedule. Lender.
Well, what's your next call?
Survey.
Closing. I mean, if people want to close the last 5 days of the month, you better call that early and get it scheduled. Okay?
We shouldn't be calling the inspector.
No. But I'm just saying it's getting your client to call the inspector. You're exactly right. All right. Time's up. Listings of caravans. What do you got?
I have a 2-2 in Serrano, which is Abernathy Road right near 400. Coming up this week, it goes live on Thursday. It's gorgeous. It's vacant. It's staged. It looks like a Restoration Hardware catalog. It overlooks the pool. They have a theater, a pool, fitness center. It's just a really pretty building. I also currently have a 267.9. Yeah, it's a good price point. Happy to schedule an early showing if you want to do that before it goes live on Thursday. I also have a 2-2 in the Peachtree Residences. 309 is the price point there.
let me know.
Nice.
Thanks.
Very good. Who else? Johnny.
Enclave at Grant Park, we reduced to 344.9, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath with a bonus flex room. It actually does overlook the belt line, which is yet to be paved yet. It hasn't been paved yet, but it's the unfinished part of it. Had a lot of activity, and let me know if you'd like to schedule a showing. It's vacant on Supra, and then 175 River Run in Roswell that I was suspecting was going to be active. Yeah, it's active. 385 for 2.5 bath. We have done several things from the fierce listing presentation we did last. So there's several things to take a look at. And let me know if you'd like to do that. We'll probably have another open house. If anybody's looking for open houses, call me. And then getting some interest at Aria. That one's still there too. So let me know if you need any open houses. Give me a call. That's going to be there forever. I'm going to take. Hopefully not.
We have, if the listings and caravans are finished.
They're not. Kathy?
We have a ranch in Gwinnett, Simpson Elementary. It's all one-level living and 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and it is $379.
Good. Deb?
We had a price improvement on a rental if anyone's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath in Atlanta in Variations near Beaufort Highway in Claremont. It is a great little community with a pool and tennis courts for $1,900, as well as we have a listing in Roswell in a gated community right near downtown Roswell and all the fun and amenities, $379.9. It is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath with a Mac Daddy terrace level upgrades all throughout. Everything from molding to iron balusters in an incredible location.
Excellent. Who else? Bobby.
Dunwoody, Vanderlyn, 2-story traditional, unfinished basement, $475. Probably going to go live Friday if anyone wants to get in beforehand. Let me know, and the best part about it is you'll deal with an agent that you get along with.
That probably won't make it to Friday. What else you got? What else you got? Okay, Stacy.
I want to introduce 2 brand new agents that are here today. Karen Johnston, stand up and and Stone Keel. No. And then Jennifer, would you introduce your guest?
Absolutely, yes. This is Selena Evans. Selena and I work together in the corporate world. She is a superstar, just got her license and is considering our office, so please make her feel welcome.
Marty, she went to check. Yeah.
Okay. Again, Chad tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Be a good one for sure. Again, time is here's what we got rest of the week. So right after this, remember Mortgage 101. We're going to solve some problems. Open house forum on Thursday, and then the wine and cheese Randy talked about. So again, it's all happening. Spring is here. Daylight savings is here. Just be ready. I mean, now's the time for action. Next 5 months. So go get them. See ya.